Hello, my name is Daylene Tejeda, and this is my research presentation. So I decided to do my research presentation on cloud security because a lot of companies right now are migrating their infrastructure or parts of their infrastructure onto cloud-based solutions, and these may come with new security risks. So I thought this was an important space in the cybersecurity sphere for this project. So first, I'd like to get into what cloud computing is before I talk about cloud security expressly. So what is cloud computing? Cloud computing refers to accessing resources, software, and databases over the internet outside of physical hardware restrictions. So what does this do for companies and why is it beneficial? So that provides scalability to companies since they offload portions of their infrastructure management to third-party resources, which often saves them lots of time and money. So in terms of what is cloud security specifically, it has a variety of different purposes. So it is a collection of procedures and technology that's used to protect cloud-based data. And this could be external or internal as well. So it could address external threats to business security, address internal threats to business security, or provide a layer of overall protection as well, which protecting against access management and compliance and disaster recovery. So there are three types of cloud before we get to these subcategories. So there's the public cloud, the hybrid cloud, and the private cloud. They're pretty self-explanatory, but within those three types of cloud service offerings, we have these three services, which companies could choose from, or they could use a combination of these as well. So first we have infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure is as a service is a hybrid solution, which contains on-premises and cloud providers as well, a combination of both. And this allows organizations to manage some of their data and applications on premises still, while also still having some of their data and things in the cloud as well. So next we have platform as a service. So platform as a service are the custom frameworks that manage operating systems, software, and infrastructure. So platform as a service streamlines organizations' application development and or delivery, which helps them get to market sooner. And then we also have software as a service. Software as a service is where corporations kind of have the least amount of control out of the three, but software as a service provides cloud-based software, and the ability that the service provides is managing technical issues too and outsourcing that to the third-party cloud provider, which minimizes IT resource expenditures and streamlines maintenance and support functions for organizations, customers, and the organization itself. So next we have challenges that are related to cloud security from cloud migration and cloud adoption. So first we have the issue of the lack of visibility of data. So it's easy to lose track of data because many cloud services are accessed outside of corporate networks and they're accessed through third parties. So it could be hard to figure out where data is located if not explicitly stated by the corporation where they're going to store it or etc. We also have the issue of compliance. So there could be confusion in how to maintain compliance in public or hybrid cloud deployments. So if there's a hybrid cloud deployment where it's public, a combination of public, private, and hybrid, or any combination of the three, say two of the three, companies, regardless of what cloud adoption they have selected, or the previous three types that we just mentioned in the last slide, they still have to maintain compliance. And sometimes there's also international laws that they have to follow to maintain compliance as well. So there could often be confusion over how to explicitly do that in a multiple cloud adoption strategy. And also with offerings, also confusion between offerings between the providers themselves and how that covers organizations and their compliance. We also have the issue of misconfigurations. So misconfigurations, sometimes certain cloud providers already provide configurations for certain types of cloud deployments, but it may not be pre-configured to the company standards, or say someone goes in and makes configurations, they might not do it correctly to where they are still protecting their data and meeting compliance. So this could cause breached records and data leaks. We also have the issue of access management. So lots of companies still do not have devices that they give to their own employees. So companies that migrate to the cloud and different types of cloud solutions, they may have an issue with administering access management and limiting what things people can access, because since everything is hosted online in the cloud, or parts of it may be essential that they don't want certain people to access or at certain times, it'll be a challenge to limit those things without the company providing their own device for each employee. Next, we have protection strategies that the three major cloud providers, AWS, Google, and Microsoft, tend to provide, and how they mitigate risks. So their protection strategy usually involves identifying the risk and understanding the risk. Usually involves some kind of prevention, so infrastructure and data protection. So we also have detection, so logging and monitoring, which is also usually automated. So they have the capability to automate incident reports, remediation, so they have automated forms of remediation as well. Of course, none of these might be one size fits all for every company and or situation. So here we have a variety of cloud security solutions that can help mitigate cloud security risks within the cloud. So we have identity and access management. So identity and access management deploys policy-driven enforcement protocols for on-premises and cloud-based services to keep both the on-premises and cloud-based data safe. We also have data loss prevention. Data loss prevention is a combination of remediation alerts, data encryption, etc., to protect all stored data. We also have security information and event management. So this automates threat monitoring, detection, and response. And we also have disaster recovery. So disaster recovery involves protocols necessary to expedite the recovery of lost data. And these are the cloud security solutions that companies use to help keep their data secure in the cloud. Next, we have the advantages of cloud security within cybersecurity. So we have the centralized security. So since everything is hosted in one place on the cloud, if they have portion of their organization dedicated to that, they could centrally manage their software updates and policies. So we also have data loss protection. So cloud computing providers may produce security and data loss protection, and they may provide that as well, which could be a benefit to the company because it could save them money, which goes right into the reduced cost aspect. So you don't have any hardware if you don't have a combination of on-premises and lack of hardware. I mean, even if they don't fully depend on hardware, just not having some of that hardware for security updates and configurations to save the corporation money. I do know that much hardware has a shorter life expectancy than things that are hosted online. So another advantage of cloud security solutions that we talked about on the last slide is compliance. So cloud providers often comply with international industry compliance standards. So regardless, it's depending on what kind of industry they're in, whether they're in the medical space and have to comply with HIPAA, or whether they only take credit cards and they have to provide with PCI, companies have to comply with whatever standards that they're being upheld to. And often these cloud service providers do come in with some pre-built function to help companies comply with international industry compliance standards. However, they might not contain, even though they might not contain all the regulations, they do provide like a basis for how companies can keep compliance with, which is a benefit. So that was it for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. These are my references. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, please let me know.